So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, wrestling fans. This is John Hoppy, and you're listening and watching the Wrestling Fans Insight. I'm here with my brother this week, hopefully. William, are you actually there this week?
It's charged up. I apologize for last weekend. Got a sty in my eye, but I'm wheeling and dealing.
So, William's headset, mind you, we already mentioned he was going to have some technical difficulties.
40% means you're screwed.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had a 40% notification on his Bluetooth headset, and apparently it did not work. He was out. So that's why we lost William the entire episode. That's why I was a bambling idiot. So hopefully this week will be a little better for us. But William,
it's all charged up now, bro.
But William, can we say, wow, what a week of wrestling?
This was crazy. Yeah.
And I know there was a lot of things you wanted to discuss, but before we get in there, just want to let people know, hey, and I don't know why this is showing the live with StreamYard on my thing, but I goofed up. But anyhow, this show we just recorded as of yesterday. You're seeing this on Sunday, so we apologize if you're trying to make some comments live on the YouTube and through the X app, and we're not going to be able to see them. But yeah, you'll be watching this here on the X and the YouTube, on my X at WFI Pod and on YouTube at Wrestling Fans Insight. But William, again, a lot of great, interesting things happened this week. And it was weird seeing the two top titles change hands, two different companies. And let's go ahead and get started with it. And I got to remove again the next scene here. Oh, sorry, Will. I forgot to bring. Ahead. Sorry, I forgot to bring it back in. We're trying some new things out here on the StreamYard app, and I apologize, folks. So, William, let's go ahead and let's get started with the first one that kind of took us all by somewhat a little surprise. CM Punk ends up ending Sami Zayn's 9-day reign as the undisputed WWE champion. And
I'm about to make a Carlos noise.
And William, last week, I know you had a lot on your mind with the whole Sami Zayn from Night of Champions. And it was kind of interesting to see this happen on Raw just so quick. You know, unfortunately, Sami got the Bob Backlund, Big Show, Jeff Hardy treatment. You know, not very long reign, but because you didn't get a fair chance to really voice your thoughts last week, I'm going to give you the floor here to voice some things from Night of Champions and going in and seeing the aftermath here on Raw.
Fantastic. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So, that said, let's talk about that garbage. All right? This was some bullshit. Sami deserves a fucking proper title reign. We know that. What they did, it makes a mockery of everything. A roll-up victory on Night of Champions? Are you fucking kidding me? This is some bullshit. Sami deserves way better than that. Cody deserves better than that. And Gunther deserves better than that. This was a bullshit move. And then when they fucking turn around and 9 days later give the championship away to CM fucking Punk, fuck that. Go ahead.
I was just gonna let you get it all out. I mean,
No, I got it out. That's some bullshit.
and I had a feeling I knew that. See, that was not quite what I was thinking you were going to go there with Sami Zayn, because
I'm trying to be nice about it. Sami Zayn deserves better, and he does. You know that.
Yeah, Sami Zayn's earned that championship, and I've always said this on every episode I went on my soapbox about title reigns. If you make a mockery out of what should be your top prize in your promotion, nobody's going to take that championship very seriously.
Especially Night of fucking Champions. Come on.
And you know, I mentioned this, I think it was either last week or the week before, where I feel right now, if I was to say which championship is probably one of the most prestigious in AEW, right now it's the Continental Championship.
I agree.
Or the AEW Women's Tag Team Championship.
I also agree.
I mean, right now, those are showing they're harder to get than your actual world championship. And,
what they did was they flopped. They flopped those big fucking championships.
Well, and you know, this, and we'll get into it when we get to the AEW part here. But
True.
The thing that I really get frustrated with is, to me, I get if it was to be like a transitional move, like a 1 month reign, but 9 days. I mean, back in November of, I think it was 94, when Bob Backlund won from the WWF championship from Bret Hart. I believe that was just because Bret was legitimately injured, or he was doing something for recording. I can't remember what it was. But, you know, and Bob Backlund loses that championship like 2 days later to Big Daddy Cool Diesel. You know, it's like, okay, if you were going to go the direction to put it on someone different to have a lengthy reign, why not just go that direct route? You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. Sammy, again, I felt like he earned the championship. I'm not overly critical of how he won it. I mean, Will was apparently, but I think what really frustrates me is 9 days. That's just a big slap in the face, especially when, you know, you had moments like where you had CM Punk cash on Jeff Hardy the same night Jeff Hardy wins it. You know, we had Damian Priest come and cash it in on Drew McIntyre, but I think that was expected anyway. You know, didn't give Drew very much chance for the World Heavyweight Championship. We also, you know, see the Big Show have a 45-second title reign, taking it off Mark Henry just for Daniel Bryan to come out and cash in his Money in the Bank and defeats the Big Show. Although that was an awesome moment. But William, this one thing I kind of caught my ears a little bit this week on the Coach and Bro podcast, Jonathan Coachman and Vince Russo. This is something that was very, very intriguing, but I almost have to side for once with Vince Russo, and I'm going to read it. And this is in reference to CM Punk winning the championship on Raw. Here's the why. The pop in Chicago. That's what it was all about. If I'm Sami Zayn, yeah, that pissed me off. If we are going to do this for a pop, that is momentarily. The pop is here and then it's gone. The pop is gone in 5 minutes. The pop is forgotten. If that's what you're going to do it for, yeah, I got an issue with that. If there was a built-in storyline and, you know, we had a game plan and everybody was on board with the storyline and it was a long term, no problem. but let's be clear about this. They did that for the pop. And again, I've never been a real big Vince Russo fan, but there's times where Vince Russo does have a few good points made, and I think this was one of them. Will, what's your thoughts?
I 100% agree with Vince Russo on this one. Look, CM Punk, he got the pop. Great. He got some sales. At the end of the day, he's at the end of his road in his wrestling career. Sami Zayn got fucking screwed. Let's be real about it. He got screwed. 9 days. 9 fucking days. He has put in how much work in WWE? How many years, John?
He's 24 years. Well,
Okay.
24 years career as a wrestler. I can't remember when he entered the WWE. I wanted to say it was 20. Was it 2010? 2009, somewhere there? I can't remember. Well,
I think
I'm
it was
counting his
2016.
NXT days. What's that?
Oh, NXT involved?
Yeah.
I think 2012.
Okay. I thought it was earlier than that, but I can't remember right off the bat.
Either way, that dude has put in so many years. Why would you turn around and screw him like that? That's like hitting Dusty Rhodes again.
So my question, Will, and did you see the backstage reaction from Sami Zayn on social media?
I saw bits and pieces of it. Like he's trying to play the role, but
that's where I was going to get at. Does it seem like Sammy's going with the role, or do you think he was legit 100% real in that reaction?
I think he was playing the role, but I think honestly, underneath it all, he is frustrated, and he should be. Like, they are screwing him. He'd be better off in AEW at this point.
Okay, fair point. So now with SummerSlam coming up, we already seen on SmackDown yesterday. Well, Friday.
Oh God, sorry.
We see Cody Rhodes now is going to have the first defense from CM Punk on that Undisputed Championship. And man, there's a lot of interesting pieces here because everyone was almost thinking this could possibly be a triple threat with Sammy being the defending champion, but now it's CM Punk who's going to be the defending champion. And although things can still change at a moment notice, who know? We didn't know what the decision if Gunther was going to be in the match too, based off his threat to Nick Aldis. But I think now the clear path is showing us we may be seeing Gunther versus Nick Aldis at SummerSlam. So going forward, we'll think it'll still just be one-on-one with Cody and CM Punk for the undisputed the WWE Championship.
No. You already know the answer is no.
Okay. What direction do you think they're going to go?
Drop CM Punk, have somebody else face Cody. Oh my God, this freaking bedroom smells like weed. Oh my God.
Dude.
I know.
That's a great thing to announce on a podcast, but
I'm sorry. It's part of apartment life. I have to walk away.
Anyways. Yeah, I have a feeling some way, somehow that main event's going to get changed. But again, we're still a little bit ways. We're still like less than 3 weeks away from hitting the 2-night event here in the PLE. And I'm actually, if you catch Wager Wire last night and you catch the recording now, I'm going to be somewhat talking a little bit about SummerSlam coming up and SummerSlam's past with the Wager Wire group. So hopefully you check that out. But William, let's go on. Let's move on to yet another promotion here that just had a same thing, but at least MJF's championship reign was, a little bit longer than 9 days. Yeah. Kenny Omega,
Good to go.
who had
Good to go
Kenny,
on it, bro.
what's that?
Good to go on it.
But uh, Kenny Omega ends up winning a pretty big stipulation match because if he didn't win this, he would never be able to challenge for the AEW championship ever again. Kenny Omega challenges MJF and ends up defeating MJF to become the new AEW World Champion. So now the main event at All In Wembley coming up here in August, it's going to be Kenny Omega defending the AEW World Championship against Will Ospreay. And William, this was definitely, I felt this stipulation kind of played its role a little too much now. It's overstayed its welcome with the whole you can never challenge for the championship ever again. But at least they finally did a different ending with this one. Kenny Omega ends up winning. And I have a feeling it's because MJF's got some projects coming up too. So that's probably part of the reason why that championship has been dropped. But what's your thoughts with Kenny Omega becoming 2-time AEW World Champion?
So I'm with you on the stipulation crap. Look, they're pushing it way too hard. They've overplayed their hand with that. Stop it. Just make the main events. As far as Kenny Omega beating, MJF, if you watch that match, it was a bonzer. That thing was amazing. MJF and Kenny Omega played that perfectly. As far as what's going to go further, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. You never know what AEW has up their sleeves.
Yeah. And, we actually, that wasn't the only championship change too.
No, not even.
After we just kind of went on a rant about Sami Zayn, Takeshi's AEW International Championship reign was very short-lived as Kyle by God Fletcher ends up defeating Takeshita to bring that championship back to the Don Callis family. And yeah, that one kind of shocked me a little bit. I was thinking with Takeshita now turning away from the Don Callis family, I thought maybe he would be having a much longer reign and being on his own, but that did not seem the case, did it?
Not at all. And holy crap. Like, again, killer match. We didn't see this coming. We really thought Takeshita was just going to go out on his own. But that drop on the turnbuckle, that caused me some actual concern for Takeshita. Like, that was a killer match. And Fletcher always performs. He does.
So just kind of your thoughts. Mick Foley now joining AEW, obviously doesn't like the politics played going on with WWE and the White House right now. So it's probably going to be a while before that we see Mick Foley ever consider going back to WWE for a bit. But, darn this live stream with StreamYard thing on my thing. But, William, what's your thoughts with Mick Foley now being a part of Team AEW?
You want me to be brutally honest or just honest?
No, just say it like it is. That's why we're the wrestling fans insight.
Time to put it away, bruh. Look, you're old, you're outdated. Nobody really cares about what you have to say anymore. Like, you were great in your time, but you were always just an additive.
Wow. Well, yeah, you definitely were not holding any tongue on that one.
Hey, I told you. Did you want the brutal honesty or the honesty? You did not
No,
give me
that's
a.
good. No, it's good. It's good. Honestly, I kind of like Mick being in AEW right now. Just and the only reason I say that is because, there's always something for someone there. And the one thing I wish Tony Khan would do with his company is have somebody like a general manager or like a commissioner to kind of control things a bit. I mean, sometimes I just think AEW has too much free reign with how matches look like they're booked. And I think you kind of need somebody that holds the fort down, be the Barney Fife of the company. I think every promotion. Should always have one of those. I mean, look
They
at
have somebody that can do that though.
yeah,
Besides Mick Foley,
well, they do, but who is it though? That's the thing.
Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson.
Yeah,
That boy knows everything about wrestling.
but the
Everything.
problem is he's like the occasional play-by-play guy.
Okay, you also got Samoa Joe.
Yeah. What about Chris Jericho?
You got Taz. You got Jericho.
Yeah.
You got so many people up in AEW that could hold that position. Don Callis can hold that position.
Ooh, no, fuck Don Callis.
Oh, you're hateful.
Well, no, I just like saying fuck Don Callis with everybody else.
Okay, then.
So yeah, there we go. But anyways, all in Wembley Stadium. You liking MJ or not MJF? You liking Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay?
I do for one reason. I think they're giving Kenny his last title reign, but I think it's time for Ospreay to come up. They have pushed him so hard. It would make zero sense. Zero to deny him at this point.
And I know you cut out before we even got to the the whole Forbidden Door results last week. One thing I want to get your thoughts on, and it's kind of interesting because they just had a casino gauntlet match at Beach Break for the AEW Women's World Championship, where we saw Willow Nightingale make her return. She now has an opportunity to go against Tekla for the AEW Women's Championship. But we also have Mercedes Moné, who won the Owen Hart Cup final at the pay-per-view. She also has that opportunity to face Tekla. Come AEW All In, who's challenging Tekla? Or who's going to fight for the Women's World Championship?
I think it's going to come down to a triple threat between the three. And honestly, as much as they kiss Mercedes Moné's ass, she's going to win.
And that's kind of an interesting thing, too, because we just saw Divine Dominion attack Sisters of Sin right after the gauntlet match, and Tekla was attacking Willow Nightingale. And then Mercedes comes in and attacks Tekla from behind, almost like we got a new faction in some ways. You think maybe this is going to be a new three-way faction here with the three different type champions?
100%. They're going to dominate. They're going to reign for about probably, I'm guessing, a year and a half. And then they're going to come up with something new.
And hey, how about Tekla on commentary on Dynamite this past week? Was she a hoot listening to?
She's always a hoot listening to, even when she's wrestling. Like, she knows how to play the crowd.
She does. I
have no negative comments about Tekla because, one, she's skilled. Two, she knows how to play the crowd. Three, she knows how to preserve her career.
Yeah. And I think we're going to see great things come out of her. And she's got quite a future going in. And hopefully next week we'll be getting a little more involved with SummerSlam and AEW's All In pay-per-view. But AEW's also got their, I think it's the Revenge pay-per-view coming up. I think that's what it was called. But anyways, William, just take a small little break here, give you some chance to take a breather and get rested up before we get into the last segment. We're gonna
Say no more, sir.
Will's gonna take a little break here as I kind of go through some things here. Just a reminder, this show was recorded earlier, so if you're trying to make comments live on our YouTube channel and X through the WFI pod, sorry, we're not going to be able to see them as this was recorded the day before, so we apologize. We'll hope to be back live in 2 weeks, actually. I'm actually going to be probably airing another recorded episode as I will be coming back from Las Vegas. Follow us on the X app. You can follow me, John, my main account at WFI Pod. Also, I administer the Fans of Pro Wrestling Network at FOPW Network. You can catch William at William Hoppy 8. And also our tag team partner, Brian the Hype Ballard. Follow him at the Brian Adkins. And going on to another thing for Brian Ballard, he's got his Tap Out Talk on YouTube. Be sure to go to at Tap Out Talk on YouTube. Find him. He does lots of great presentations. Again, also has previous interviews with Layla and Tio Santana. And I was very proud to be a part of that project with him. So we do plan to have some more future interviews coming up, and stay tuned. We'll let you know when they happen. And you can also join the fun conversations on X Spaces with Carlos. And I finally added his other account that he's got some things going with here. Be sure to go check out Raw Reactions with Carlos after Monday Night Raw, and also Wednesday Night Chaos after AEW Dynamite on Wednesday nights. Go check out Carlos' X account at C to the LOS 77, his nonprofit at Conquer the No, and also he does some sharing with the Wrestle Collective at Dub C Worldwide, as you see in the banner here. Be sure to go follow all three of those accounts if you would. Carlos does such a wonderful job with these X Spaces, and he gets quite the crowd coming in. He is one guy that has really boomed out there in the IWC, and he's always got great insight, and there's a lot of smart wrestling fans that do come to these shows. So please go check them out. Have lots of fun. Get some time to get in there. I wish I could spend more time in there. I just don't have it. But every once in a while I pop in there, and it's always a blast. And now moving on to our X group chat for the Fans of Pro Wrestling. You can just get with me at WFI Pod or Carlos, or check out the FOP Network. All you got to do is just DM those three accounts. Let us know you want to join. And, you know, as long as we see that your account is in good standing, we will get you added. And we also have an X community on the X app as well. Just get with me, John, at WFI Pod, or go to the FOPW Network. As long as you follow us and we follow you back, just send me a DM and I will get you approved in there. William, you still with us?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. So it kind of scared me. I'm like, oh, that's not good. He's not even talking. So
No,
William,
I'm just. You told me to shut my mouth when you were talking, so I shut my mouth.
No, I just said let me get through my speaking here.
So I shut my mouth.
Oh my gosh. Now you're just holding a grudge.
No, I'm not. I'm outside with Andy, just chilling, bro.
That's good. So, William, this coming Saturday, we have Saturday night's main event coming up on the Peacock Network.
Yes.
And we got 3 matches. A fourth could possibly added. One of the matches is still, I think, in somewhat contention, depending what happens with the aftermath of Gunther attacking Nick Aldis after SmackDown was going off the air. But why don't we go ahead and get into the first match here? We got JD, Big Head JD McDonough, as Danhausen calls him, versus Danhausen. And you see the no grinding in this match, please. Yeah. This is referring to all the social media replies of JD McDonough saying he was going to be grinding and whatnot against Danhausen. Danhausen said, "No grinding, please." So, yeah, it was kind of interesting comment there. But yeah, big head JD McDonough versus Danhausen. I think Danhausen's put so many curses on JD. I just don't see JD getting away from Danhausen's curses anymore, or anytime soon, I should say. I think Danhausen gets this victory. William, what say you?
You really want me to talk about this one?
Yes.
Okay. Danhausen wins, obviously. This is a stupid ass match that doesn't belong on Saturday night main event. It doesn't. This is a weekly show.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, I thought you would get into it a little more. I just
No,
think
not really, because they're pushing Danhausen. JD McDonough has always been stuffed. He shouldn't be because he's an incredible talent. But they're going to promote Danhausen like no other.
Well, and I think is where they've been doing some long story with this. I think it's going to play out really well. I would like to see Danhausen win and hopefully get his damn jersey back finally. But I think we're going to see some other stuff happen in this match too, because you just never know. But would you expect some shenanigans going on Saturday night?
Are you kidding me?
Well, no, but I
Bro.
I guess we know shenanigans are going to happen.
Bro, think about it. Danhausen versus who?
Well, yeah, JD of Judgment Day, but
Judgment Day. Exactly.
Could we
There's
see
going to
some?
be shenanigans.
But I think we should be seeing some more mini Housens come on board, right?
No more midgets.
Hey, now they were there. They were here in Ogden not too long ago.
I don't mind midgets. I love midgets. But look, this is Saturday night main event, right? So it's meant to be big matches. This is not a big match.
Yeah, and again, I still think some way, somehow, a fourth match gets added, but it'll be interesting to see who they choose and whatnot. So, but I wouldn't also doubt that just there's only 3 matches with the way WWE kind of has been very underwriting their cards as of late. And when I say underwriting, I mean they could definitely put a lot more out there. It just drives me nuts that, you spend 2 hours and 3 matches. That's not awesome. So something better be happening big. Get one more thing in there, please. But let's
I'm not
move on.
even going to watch it.
Oh,
I'll check the results, but I'm kind of dissuaded from this card.
well, I don't know. Well, let's talk about this next match. So for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, the champions Brie Bella and Paige will be defending them against Fatal Influences Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed. And though JC Jane's not been like on a real great streak. Fatal Influence, I some way somehow seen them take these championships away from Paige and Brie Bella. I just think it's time to start getting this team some momentum, and really, these three are so talented. There's no reason why not to put them over. What's your thoughts?
I agree with you. I think this is one match where you see titles change. They have a bad habit of kissing the ass of the Hall of Famers. Brie Bella, Paige, okay. They're good, but they're at the end of their rope. Are you going to talk?
I think right now the only thing that, yes, I think the only thing now that they just need is like Royal Rumble wins, Money in the Banks, and the other mid card titles. But I would hope they wouldn't do that. I mean, they're already WWE Hall of Famers. There's nothing really more to add to their, to their careers. So, but I think I would love to see Paige break away on her own, though, because I think she's still got so much more to give to the wrestling world. But again, with the new ladies on the roster, I think we're going to see a lot of great things from Fatal Influence as long as they keep them together. And I would love to see this group stick together for a while. What
as long as they don't create an OnlyFans. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Shots fired. Shots fired by the Usi himself, William Hoppy there. But actually, I want to send a congratulations to Mandy Rose, though. She is pregnant. So good for her and Tino. So, anyways, let's get to the last match, a tag team match that involved everyone recently with the undisputed WWE Championship. And this was announced by Nick Aldis on Friday, which that's what upset Gunther enough to attack Nick Aldis at that last segment of SmackDown. The team of Gunther and Sami Zayn taking on the team of Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Not sure I'm really big on this match, but it seems like they kind of, and I don't like ever saying lazy booking, but to me, this just seems lazy booking. I just don't see a point to this unless you're going to make this a fatal four-way at SummerSlam for the undisputed WWE Championship. That's the only thing I can see resulting out of this. But again, I think some way, somehow, we're going to get Gunther versus Nick Aldis at SummerSlam. Possibly a triple threat between Sammy, Punk, and Cody, but I don't really see them going that route either. I have a feeling they may stick with one-on-one Cody and Punk. But William, your thoughts for this match?
Dumbass match. Flat out. Frickin' stupid. It's gonna go Cody versus frickin' CM Punk. As far as Gunther versus Aldis, I don't think that's really gonna play out. I think there's gonna be some tension there for sure. But I think that's where Sammy comes in and kind of messes everything up.
All right. So, William, we're going to move on to final thoughts and shout outs, even though we seem to got this done a lot shorter than I thought we would, but this doesn't really seem like we got much going on up until we finally hit closer to SummerSlam.
Not really. NXT is in shambles right now.
Well, I was actually
they're trying they're trying to push too much shit right now.
Well, I was going to say, why don't you kind of give us a little bit of your thoughts on NXT? Because They had a little
NX
bit.
and
They had a little bit
yeah,
going on Tuesday with, you had things going on with late Lola Vice and Kalani Jordan, and I can't remember what the hell the gal's name was, but she just
I'm
recently came up from Evolve, right?
yes, and I'm super irritated with NXT because what they're doing is they're pulling a whole bunch of people in and trying to push them up. And what that's doing is creating chaos instead of controlling. So NXT is confusing right now. It's exciting. It's great to watch. You got a lot of new talent. Great. But there's no direction right now. And it's caused me to be a little bit disinterested.
And I think your equipment failed right as I got to the NXT results.
My
But
bad.
no. I figured this would be a good time so that we can still have some time to talk here. Kendall Gray winning the NXT Women's Championship off of Lola Vice. I gave my
That was weird.
I gave my thoughts thinking, okay, after we just already talked about the short reign for Sammy, this was a
Yeah.
short reign for Lola. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Lola deserves to be on main roster. Period. So I think that's what they're going with on it. They didn't play the story well.
well, and also to me, it seems like maybe you feel different. I feel like they're rushing Kendall Gray to the top way too quick here. I mean, we always believed in the tradition where you work
You
yourself from the bottom to top.
you
Usually with
yeah,
tag team at first, mid
yeah,
card,
for sure. You earn your
and then the
shit.
main championship. But to me, this is where Kendall went from the Evolve Women's Champion right to the NXT Women's Championship. And don't get me wrong, like I mentioned last week, I'm not saying that Kendall hasn't earned it, or I
She
guess
put
better
in the
lack for the
time.
term, or better lack for the term. She's put in some of her time, but I don't think it was her time yet to hold that championship. As
I
some of
agree.
the other ladies who've been there for quite a while and worked their butts off as well. I just think they rushed Kendall a little too quick, and I worry about this for a couple of reasons. I I mean, look what happened with Kurt Angle. I mean, guy was
Mhm.
in wrestling business. He picked up the wrestling business really fast, but it beat him up real quick too. I
Mhm.
don't think he was expecting how well the success went, and then he ended up having to fight some demons with that success. And not saying Kendall Gray is going to go that same route. I just feel maybe it was a little quick to put her in that position. She's a phenomenal talent. She's definitely one of the special kind that can get it done and can do the job. But
Mhm.
overall, your thoughts?
Honestly, I agree with you. I think it should be a little more controlled. Throwing everything at somebody with success can be detrimental, honestly. Like, what are you supposed to do with that? All of a sudden, you're the lead. What do you do with that? You got to
Exactly.
build up. You got to build up to that. And I have a lot of experience through my working career of going from being a grunt to being promoted to supervisor within less than half a year. And I can tell you, it's a hard road.
Indeed. So William, uh, overall, I think again this was quite a wild week of wrestling, and that was a good thing because it gave us some things to talk about. I was hoping we were going to talk a little more, but it seemed like this one. It's weird. The main thing were the title changes, and we
Got
do
one
not.
for you.
Okay.
We can extend this.
Let's not get too wild yet, but okay.
Oba, Lesnar, Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, The Vision. Where the fuck is this going?
I don't know. But you know what the common denominator is here.
Oba.
Yeah. I have a feeling we're gonna see something similar to when Brock Lesnar first came in, won the championship. Who was the first person he lost that championship to? It,
Fuck, I don't remember, bro.
it was the Big Show, and the re- and the reason
that's
why the reason
that's
why
hilarious.
the reason why the Big Show won was because Paul Heyman turned on Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he has a
And if you could,
bad fucking rep.
and if you could see the look in the promo from Obafemi there from Paul Heyman, it almost kind of makes you wonder: is Paul Heyman going to turn on Lesnar here? Because
I think he is.
now he needs a new meal ticket to keep him around.
I think he is, and Oba's a good choice
Yeah,
for Paul Heyman because you've got longevity there.
for sure. I mean, Oba's fresh. He's going to be around for a while.
Oh yeah, and nobody's gonna beat his ass. Not really.
Not terrible. I mean, but yeah,
That's a
I
big
think
dude.
it is. It is. And as long as he keeps healthy and injury free, he's going to have a long career in this business. So, but anyways, we'll get into a little more in SummerSlam here in the next couple of weeks here. But William, it's been a great week. Like I said, lots of unpredictability. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to cut it short here and get going.
Not quite yet.
Why don't we? Well, I kind of have to go though. That's the problem.
Nope.
So
I got one last statement.
okay.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah. Anyways, William, let's go ahead and get into our final thoughts and shout outs here as we say our goodbyes.
Okay. Go.
You're not going to go?
Well,
Yes.
Usually you're the leader.
Oh,
But
well,
okay, I'll take care of it. Thank you to all of you who listen to us. Thank you to all of you who support us, our fellow podcasters, our listeners, the whole entire wrestling world. We love you. I understand that you guys don't have to listen to us, but you do. So thank you.
Wow, that's probably the most Will's ever said. So,
yes.
My final thoughts and shout outs here. First off, quit being creepers out there.
What the fuck?
Oh, yeah. So, a lot of talent are still getting people.
Oh, no.
Showing up to their places of residence or
oh my God.
Sending letters to where they actually live.
Yeah, no, that's straight creeper.
Yeah, if you're doing that, please go get a goddamn life. Stop doing it.
Seek therapy. Fuck.
yeah. There's a point to where there's boundaries, and when you cross them, you make the rest of us look bad. So, first off, stop doing that. Second off, Saturday night's main event. Unfortunately, like Will said, it's not a very well hyped one. The only match I'm really looking forward to, believe it or not, is the Women's Tag Team Championship. As far as the other two matches, those are something like Will mentioned should be on the normal weekly programming. But who knows? Maybe something will come of it, I hope. But last, not least, again, as wrestling fans, there's always something out there for you. You may not be a fan of WWE, you might be more a fan of AEW and vice versa. Just understand there's lots of different options out there to go out and watch. Go out, watch what you like. And for the stuff you don't like, quit watching and quit bitching about it. Simple as that. We try to have a positive environment out there. And for those of you who just want to be the trolls and other angry little gnomes out there, we're just going to start ignoring you from now on because it gets old. But anyhow, I want to give my normal shout outs, one especially to the Wager Wire group there again. As this is airing here on Sunday, I was on their show here on Saturday night and having some great conversation as always with GC Billy as we're talking a little more about WWE SummerSlam and past favorite moments and the upcoming card here. So if you haven't attended the live, go check out the recording. It's up there. Go follow him at GC Billy. And I should also have it reposted on my main account at WFI Pod as well. Also, a shout out to our brothers Carlos and Brian. You guys are doing a great job. Brian, we hope to have you tagging along here soon. I know you have a bunch of stuff coming up. Big shout out to Ted the Hillbilly Hill, who does Ted's Takes on YouTube. Go check it out. He might also still have his old archive of the Heel Truth too. So if you want to get some really great insight on how heels work, go check it out. The Heel Truth on Spotify. Also a big shout out to the Saged Up Network, Sage Alvarez and friends there. Sage was a big part of how I grew on X, so I have always been appreciative of him. He's been doing the spaces once again, so be sure to go check him out at S_U_network. Also, big shout out to these fine podcast friends of ours, Jim over at Fan in the Van, Aaron over at Brutally Honest Sports, the Steel and Till Talk Pod. Also, Two Dudes Sports News, the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, Average Joe Sports, the No BSing Sports, In a Pickle Pod for Brian there. In a Pickle Pod. Go check out him. Yeah, Brian always gets me with that one. Drives me nuts. And also, everyone else, thank you so much. As William says, we know you don't always have to watch or listen to us, but we always are very thankful. Hopefully, we'll have something a little more in depth to talk about this next episode. But again, we'll be doing another recording for next week. As like you said, I'll be on my way back from Vegas, so I'm not going to have time to do a live.
Vegas.
Yeah, I'm cool with Vegas. I'd just rather be in Reno.
Yes.
So, no offense to our Vegas friends. So, but anyways, we're getting out of here. Have a great time. Enjoy wrestling, and we'll see you next time.
We love you guys.